Hey guys, today I wanted to talk about some really cool and modern knife designs that I find aesthetically pleasing, functional, and just really cool, and I want to talk about it again. And starting with this big guy, not the one walking across the table, making everything shake, but this knife right here, which is the Kansept Superhawk. It is a collaboration and it is designed by Warhawk Knives, and they make big ass knives. So this knife fits that category quite well. It is a big concept knife with a fuller that runs down the blade that makes this knife, as I fail it, very flickable off that fuller. And then it's got a very nice flipper tab. And it's a design that is extremely unique. They also make this knife in a recurve, a little bit of a recurve, same Warhawk design, Superhawk, and it's a Hoss. So when we talk about knives of all sizes that we'll see in this video, this one's 9 inches. It's probably going to be the biggest. And you can see there, it's got Warhawk knives on the blade. This is titanium and S35 VN. And there's another common thread that's running through this video is all of these knives, in my opinion, are premium in terms of their materials, and they're very value price. So they're all going to come in at what I think is a very reasonable price. I'll leave links in the description. And they're all made by Kansept, none of which are Kansept designs. They're all collaborations with outside designers, which is why I think they're all extremely unique and very cool, starting with the Superhawk. Moving along, we come to one which has been around for quite a while, and this is a collaboration with Sparrow Knives. Greg Schaub, I think is how his name's pronounced, but it is the Fenrir. The Fenrir was a knife that when it first came out, it was a little too pokey stabby for me. And then I was a late adopter, I guess you'd say. I was one of the last ones to probably try a Fenrir, and it was because Kansept was kind enough to send me one out. And I realized the ergonomical feel of this knife that makes it excellent. The action, it's a liner lock with an amazing front flipper. I'm not a huge fan of front flippers if you've watched the channel for any amount of time. It's my least favorite way to open a knife, but this front flipper is done exceptionally well, and it also has thumb studs that make it very flickable, very just fun to carry, fun to hold, fun to ergonomically jab into shit because it's just pokey stabby. It just works that way. All of these knives pass the slicey test. I've got a mammal sitting on this paper. Let's move that off there. All right. But they're all exceptionally slicey. And the Fenrir is really pleasing because it's also exceptionally pokey. The point is a splinter digger, to say the least. It'll get right in there and get a splinter out, and it's just done exceptionally well. It comes in a lot of different variations. This is one of the more recent variations, a budget variation, which is in micarta. It's in titanium bolster. This is Kansept's Damascus. This knife would be S35VN if it wasn't the upgraded Damascus. Their Damascus, I think, is 9CRV 440C. I could be wrong, but it is a stainless Damascus, and I've sharpened it. I've used it. I have no problem with it at all. But again, this is the Fenrir, a collaboration with Sparrow Knives. Very cool knife, very ergonomical knife, and I think it's definitely one that deserves another look. So moving on, we come to a little fixie. And this is the Tiny Dancer. This knife was designed to be a great little small functional fixed blade. It's a collaboration with JB Stout Design, I think. It says Stout on the blade, but I think the name of the company is JB Stout. You got an S35 VN blade, Really nice satin finish on the flats here. And then you've got this machine milled grind that's left in the blade. Super, super slicey, super pokey. It is small. It's a little guy. I really like the fact that it's a little guy. It has titanium handles because this is one of their premium versions. You can also get this in a tenable. But the price on this is under 100 bones, or right around 100 bones, 6 3/4 inches. So you've got a 6 3/4 inch full tang S35 VN, small little EDC fixed blade. This one had a half molly clip or whatever, a tech lock that was one of the imitation tech locks that you see coming over on a lot of fixies. I put an ulti clip on here and I carry it in my pocket, and it's just a great knife. And this is the Kansept Tiny Dancer. Moving on, we come to one of my first Kansepts that I picked up on a trade, and I love this knife. This is the Bulldozer. I can actually flip it off the flat, but it is a front flipper as well. The Kansept Bulldozer is a collaboration with Kim Ning, I think is the designer on this. This particular one's the bougiest, probably, modern knife I have. It has Damascus clip, Damascus collars, 20 CV blade steel, and titanium handle. Really a nice sheep's footy Warncliffe blade. Cuts very well. Nice tall flat grind that is as slicey as you'd ever want. And just a really cool design. All of these knives, in my opinion, are very unique. They all look like their own design. And I think that's because they come from the mind of an independent designer. They're kind of a collaboration, right? This is definitely, to me, the definition of a successful collaboration is that the tool functions properly, it cuts like it's supposed to, and it looks unique and cool. And I think the Bulldozer definitely hits the mark on all of those. Moving on, we come to another giant one in the collection, and this is a Ray Laconico design collaboration with Kansept called the Bison. The Bison is a beast. It's one of the longest knives in my collection, just a little bit shorter than my 4max Elite. And again, this knife is a very fair price knife when you go look at it, and the cost of these knives for what they are, S35 VN. This is basically a foldable Bowie knife when you look at it in its most raw form. It thumb studs, the only way it deploys. It has this really nice guard on the handle that locks you in. This thing is a beast. It is a monster, coming in at over 9.5 inches. But it's thin. It is slicey. The blade stock is extremely slicey. It will cut through game. It would cut through wood if you were feather sticking. Cuts through cardboard like nobody's business. I think I've got some back here. Just a very slicey grind on a very big but well designed knife. And the Bison, I think, fits that bill. It's different, right? It doesn't look like everything that you see, but it does look like a big foldable Bowie. Has great action on ball bearings. I'm a huge fan. That is a Kansept Bison collaboration with Ray Laconico. So moving on, we come to another very unique design. This is the Baba Yaga, which is a Greg Schwab again, Sparrow Knives collaboration. I think it is just wicked. I love this knife. I love the look of the knife. The blade is kind of this little drop tanto, weird hollow ground, just super slicey. I mean, it is a laser beam of a grind on this blade. You can see the Sparrow Knives logo there. This one is in I think it's 90s camo carbon fiber. I think it's just gorgeous. Titanium, that's inlaid. You've got a frame lock, on ball bearings, thumb studs. I can reverse flick this better than I can thumb flick it, but that's how I am on a lot of knives like this. With thumb studs, I get awkward with my thumb. My thumb is not as articulate as my, if I can even use that word there, but a fantastically designed, small, chunky little fold knife that I give a 10 out of 10 on. It is, I think it's S35. No, this one's 20 CV, titanium, and camo carbon fiber. Available in a lot of different flavors. Going to come in right at 7.5 inches. Deep, hollow ground blade. And just an excellent, excellent knife. This is the Kansept Baba Yaga, designed by Sparrow Knives collaboration. Moving on, we're almost done, guys. We come to an equally unique knife that's going to be the most value budget in this little collection video, if you will. I don't know if you can see this copper coming through here, but that's part of the theme. It's got a raindrop theme, and I don't know if you can see inside. That's an inlay, because you've also got that carbon or that copper coming through here. But if you look right inside that frame, you can see that inlaid copper on both sides that actually shines through and gives you that little raindrop pattern. This is the Kansept Kosami, or Kosami. It is a flipper knife, Wharncliffe, Wicked Wharncliffe, button lock. So you've got a flipper tab that you can either light switch, push button. You've got a very sure-footed, I'm not a big block whacking, spine whacking guy, but I do it because people want to see it. Nice jimping that draws on the same pattern that you see on the side of the knife. Stylistically, the jimping is done to mirror that. This is a super unique knife. It's a manual or electro blade. That's what the EB is, collaboration. And it looks like nothing I've seen, guys. It looks like a unique knife. Yeah, the blade, you've got a reverse tanto, but I've never seen a blade shaped like that on a handle like that with a very well done button lock. So, really cool knife. This is the Kansept Kosami, or Kasami. It is 14C, so this comes in, I think, around 120 bones. Great action. If you like a button lock, this is a good one. It's got a great slicey blade. Also pokey. Reverse tanto is very pokey. So a good one there. That's the Kasami. Very unique design. Very original. I'm a fan. Moving on, we come to probably the smallest in the bunch. And this is the Loki. The Loki was originally designed as a fixed blade. The designer of this knife is a fixed blade designer, from what I understand. Stephen Dunuk, I think is his name, or Dunuk. And this was inspired from a small fixed blade. It is a frame lock that has this nice flat frag handle and this nice Damascus blade. You can also get this in S35VN. Very nice blade geometry. You've got this double harpoon up here on the spine that makes it very, very comfortable, whether you're choking up or whether you're hitting it right here. Definitely has a defined finger choil. Your hand stops right here. It just fits my hand, which is a small hand, perfectly. And it's an absolute slicer. The Loki is a great little knife. This is the second revision of the Loki, if I'm not mistaken. They had a Loki that had a little bit different finger hole. I think they got some feedback on that old finger hole not giving you enough grip. So they redesigned it with this finger hole that you can get right in there. You've got great access to your lock bar, and it's just a super cool little sub 200 bone knife, well under. And this is the Kansept Loki, designed by Stephen Dunuk. So moving on, we come to another fixie that's one of my favorites. This is a fantastic knife. I bought the tenable version when it first came out at Blade Show. This is the Kansept version, which I really like. It's S35VN on the blade steel, carbon fiber handle. It's a design from Jonathan Stiles. He designed this knife. Kansept brought it to life. I think it's totally unique. It's small, it's light. It's the first knife I've gotten from overseas that came with a pocket dropper clip. So it was designed to be a pocket knife more than a belt worn fixed blade. And it's just nailed it. It's small, it's slicey, it's a great EDC fixed blade. It weighs in at a very small, under 6.5 inches. I call it right around 6.25 inches. Very comfortable handle. The carbon fiber feels very soft. S35N blade is very sharp. You got a full flat grind and a great little Kydex sheath with amazing retention. This is the Kansept Parr. It's going to come in around 99 bones, 110 bones right in there. It's a banger. Moving on, we got two more, and they're my two favorite collaborations. One of them is Edgy Blade Works, and it is the Tipper. This is a knife that I could not afford on the custom market. Plus, they're very hard to get. They sold out at Blade Show in 8 minutes or under 8 minutes. The Tipper is this amazing, tall, flat ground, Tanto knife. It looks like nothing else I've ever seen. It slices unlike anything I've cut with because it's such a tall, thin, flat blade. Titanium handle, thumb stud deployment, absolutely gorgeous. When I first saw this knife, I'm thinking what you guys are probably thinking. Said Stevie had one of the customs. I thought it was one of the ugliest things I'd ever seen. Over time, I'd see them posted on Instagram. It's one of those knives that just I fell in love with. I think it's gorgeous. It is amazingly slicey knife, amazingly original. Looks unlike anything I've ever seen, and it is the Kansept Tipper. I'll clean it up here a little bit. It's got kind of smutsed up, but that is the Tipper. Again, going to come in around 200 bones. You got S35VN blade steel. You've got a titanium handle and a lot of different configurations to choose from. And then my favorite comes from our buddies over at Tempest Knives. Knives Fast, KC Spiron. This is the Thunderhead. One of his design collaborations. The ting on this knife is incredible. It's just got a sound. It's also a front flipper. Again, I hate front flippers, but this one's done very well. This knife is titanium and carbon fiber inset. It's got a tall, flat, slicey grind. I mean, this knife cuts great. And it's been cutting through a ton of cardboard. I've been actually breaking down a lot of cardboard with this. And like all satin blades, you get a little scratching on them. But all my knives are users, so I don't worry about that much. It's just a joy to cut with. Does a great job in the hand. Feels fantastic. You've got this micro milling around the side that makes the handle look very elegant. You've got this built-in finger choil that makes the handle very comfortable. And you've got this liner lock that gives you just amazing action. And then you've got that ting. The ting can't really be quantified because it's a sound. I don't know how you measure that. I'm going to put it up here. See if y'all can hear it. See if we can hear it ring out. It's just got this little pleasing ting. But guys, some of the coolest designs in my collection, they're all very different. They're all very unique, but they share a couple things in common. They're priced for what they are very, very affordably, and more importantly, they're very unique. You'll see a different knife. If you don't like one of these designs, look at the next one. If you don't like any of these designs, look at some of the other Kansept knives. You're going to see knives with, I think, personality because they come from a lot of different designers. Very, very cool. I'm going to lay out as many as the space will let me lay out as I say bye to you guys. But I will ask, if you will, do me a huge, huge favor and hit that subscribe button down there and that bell notification icon. If you haven't had a chance yet, it really helps me out. I want to say thank you to all the channel members that support the channel. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I want to say thank you to anyone who just comes in and watches my knife and EDC content. I appreciate you. Do me a huge solid. Look out for the guy or gal to your left. Please look out for the guy or gal to your right. Please look out for each other. Go forward with love in your heart and choose debate, not hate. I love you all. Peace.